rain and rivers.
This slide presents the overview of the chapter.
Learning objectives. By the end of this chapter, you will be able to illustrate rain and rivers, define evaporation, explain the formation of clouds and rain, interpret winds and clouds, elaborate rainfall in Andhra Pradesh, explain floodplains and floods.
Introduction. Before entering into the chapter, follow the instructions shown on the screen. Click each tab to know more.
We know all life on the earth is very significantly dependent upon water. About 71% of the earth's surface. Do you know what causes rain? Where do the rain-bearing clouds come from? What is water vapor? In which months you get rains? Where do you get good drinking water and where do you get salty or hot water? Let us know about the diversity in water availability and its consequences, and also about water that flows on the surface of the earth. Now, let us know about evaporation. Evaporation is the process by which water gets converted from liquid to vapor. Heat, that is energy, is necessary for evaporation to occur. Evaporation occurs when atoms or molecules escape from the liquid and turn into a vapor. Wherever there is heat and moisture, there must be evaporation. There is evaporation from water, soil, and plants, etc. when combined with heat. Evaporation speeds up with rise in temperature. Now, let us know how the rainfall occurs. We all know that sun heat evaporates water from rivers, lakes, oceans, etc., even from the plants placed on the ground. This creates water vapor, where water in the form of gas rises in the air. As the water vapor rises in the air, the surrounding temperature cools, turning the vapor into water droplets. The air is filled with dust, and these water droplets collide with the dust and form the clouds in the sky. When this process happens repeatedly, clouds get bigger and bigger, and water droplets collide together and make the water droplets heavier. Once the water droplets in the cloud are heavy enough, water droplets fall onto the earth. In other words, it rains. Let us have a glance at some important terms. Evaporation. Change of water into vapor is known as evaporation. Condensation. The process in which water vapor changes into water is called condensation. Water cycle. The cycle of water evaporating from the seas, becoming clouds in the sky, pouring down as rain, and flowing down the slope on the land in the form of rivers, and finally joining in the sea again is called the water cycle. Precipitation. Different forms of condensation of water vapor is known as precipitation. Humidity. The amount of invisible water vapor present in the atmosphere is known as humidity. Here, let us perform an activity. Drag and drop a suitable answer in the appropriate blanks. Now, let us learn about winds and clouds. Clouds are formed all over the sky for the reason that the evaporation takes place all over the Earth's surface. However, it is on the surface of the oceans that maximum evaporation and cloud formation takes place. It rains heavily on the oceans Even the oceans are huge water bodies extending up to thousands of kilometers. Clouds also travel inland with the help of winds to thousands of kilometers to bring rain to us. There are two branches of the monsoon winds. One blows from the Arabian Sea and the other from the Bay of Bengal. These winds come all the way from the Arabian Sea and the Bay of Bengal. They are called monsoon winds and are also well known as southwest monsoon winds for the reason that they blow from that direction. These winds blow only in summer. Rainfall in Andhra Pradesh. Now, let us know about the rainfall in Andhra Pradesh. Approximately in the starting of June, the winds carry the clouds and reach the Andhra Pradesh. For the cause of maximum rains in the Andhra Pradesh, southwest monsoon winds are considered to be responsible. Firstly, these winds reach the Chittoor and Kurnool districts of Rayalaseema. The moisture in the clouds falls down in the form of rain in the Western Ghats, and only dry clouds and winds reach Rayalaseema. When the winds hit the mountain ranges like the Western Ghats, they are forced to rise. These rising winds cool down and water vapor condenses faster and causes the orographic rainfall. In the mountainous regions, this type of rainfall is usual. On the other side of the mountain range, when the clouds move down, they become dry and give very little rain. This happens when they reach Rayalaseema. The Telangana districts receives more rainfall because the winds rise again over the eastern Ghats. Now, let us know about the cyclonic rains. In coastal and inland Andhra Pradesh, massive rainfall occurs from May to October due to the formation of cyclones in the Bay of Bengal. Rain caused by spinning storms is called cyclonic rain. In summer, due to the severe heat at the bottom of the sea, these cyclones are formed. In a cyclone, winds blow from every side towards the center of sea. The spinning air raises up and causes rain. Along with the wind, the center of the cyclonic storm moves fast and strikes the coastal areas that leads to intense rains and winds. These rains and winds will cause much devastation as soon as they reach the coastal regions. As the winds begin to blow from the Bay of Bengal southwestwards, the direction of winds reverses after the month of October. Due to this, heavy rains in coastal Andhra Pradesh and moderate rains in Rayalaseema and Telangana districts are caused in the months of October to December. This is called northeast monsoon or the return monsoon. Rainfall can be measured by using a special instrument known as rain gauge. The amount of rainfall for a unit area is measured in centimeters. Here, let us perform an activity on India map. Observe the displayed physical map of India, then drag and drop the suitable boxes in the appropriate blanks.
Knowledge check.
Let us know about the water that flows on the surface of the earth. The form of water is always changing. Water moves from sky to earth and back to the sky. This is called the water cycle. Water falls to earth as rain, snow, sleet, or hail. Some of the water soaks into the ground and is stored as groundwater. The rest flows into streams, lakes, rivers, and oceans. During the rainy season from the mountain slopes, water flows in small streams. On the other hand, water disperses as canals on the mountains. When it rains for the next time, water flows down the same canal. Thus, river courses and river valleys are formed. Let us learn how the stream turns into a broad river. transformation of a stream into a broad river. Generally, a river will be in the form of thin streams. It gets bigger and broader when it flows further. It happens